Hi guys, welcome to a new video. Today I've got something a little different. I wanted to talk about, why I like bonsai trees, and especially, trying to grow really small miniature ones. I've always had an interest in miniatures, and ever since from being a child, always wanted the smallest toys, whatever. But as I grew up, I still had that passion for miniatures. And and another one of my hobbies is actually creating and making miniatures. And this is a scene. Everything in this scene is miniature. It's all to scale. It's 1/12 scale. And I'll put my hand in here so you can see. But and even these little bonsai trees here, these are artificial ones. I also make artificial miniature bonsai trees so you can see. Um, and by the way, these are really easy to take care of. Lighting requirements and watering is pretty easy. It requires none of that. But anyway, so I've got this little one here in a pot. I've got this one here, kind of grown in a rock, if you can say grown, even though it's, like I said, it's artificial. Um, and then all of this stuff, I'll have some other footage here, but like this desk over here, everything was handmade from, you know, separate pieces of wood. The drawers actually open. I'll see if I can get in here and open that up. But yeah, so the drawers open up. Even these drawers up here open up, but I'm not going to do that because I'll mess it up. I've actually got some miniaturist magazines, and it's actually published in one of these. I'll show you a little picture, and I'll show you what that was. But it was a small checkerboard on a table. So, but then all these books up here are, handmade miniatures, the bookends, all that stuff. I built this room, everything, I've got the wallpaper on the back, the wood floors. But anyway, so I have an interest in miniatures, and so I try to grow some small trees. And I've had I posted a video of me taking care of my small trees, and it's funny because when you look at the trees in the picture and the video compared to the size of my hand, and I'll put one in here just to show you, it really messes with the scale, because without this miniature room, looking at this tree, it would look really small, but it looks like a giant miniature or a giant tree in this setting. So it's all about the perspective and scale of things. That's why I try to, bonsai, you try to give the sign or impression of age in a small tree. So it all just ties together. So I really like um, and the cool thing about bonsai trees, it's actually nature. So you're actually growing a living thing, but it's in miniature. Even the bigger trees, they're still in miniature compared to what's real out in the forest or something like that. But just here's another example of a small tree. And like I said, I build other miniatures. Here's a miniature um, Zen garden. I'll get different angles of these as I'm showing too, and I'll show up in the corner. But I'll just put that up here on the table just so you can have a reference. But it's a mini Zen garden, and the little rake. It's kind of hard grabbing some of this stuff with my big hands, but you can see there's a little rake here that I handmade. Let's see if I can get that close enough. But yeah, you can see you can actually rake the sand in here. It's not super ideal, but you get the point. If it's just laying like that, it looks really miniature. And go ahead and set that aside. So I'm trying to, and here's one more thing here. It's a miniature koi garden, or koi pond, I guess. But I'll try to get it close so you can kind of see. But it's got, little steps up there on the right hand side, a little waterfall, and then if you look close, try to get the lighting right. But there's little koi swimming in the pond. But again, and I painted the background just to give it more illusion of depth. But you can see, there's some rocks and stones and some foliage in there. But so I really like the detail and miniature. So that's why I'm trying to, I really enjoy growing these small trees here. And I would like to get something growing in a pot that would actually fit in the scale. But you can see if I put this guy in here, it just looks like a giant, a giant tree. But anyway, so, and the smallest pot that I've been able to find is, something like this. But even at that, that still looks like a pretty big pot. But I could probably get by with this one if I could get the right kind of scale, right kind of tree or something. I'm thinking maybe some sort of a fern or something that'll give me a tree form, but has really small foliage on it, just so it'll stay in scale. But that's kind of what I'm shooting for, is to be able to incorporate some living things into my miniatures. But so I guess that's really the theme of this video, is why I like bonsai. Is I've just got a passion for miniatures as well. So, and it all kind of ties together, because I like gardening, and then being able to work in miniature with the gardening, with the small bonsai trees. Here's another small tree that I've had in a video. It's kind of a cascade portulacaria. But again, if this was outside of this little room, maybe I'll just kind of show up here. That looks like a really small tree, but when you bring it down, down inside this room, it looks like a giant tree. But anyway, I just thought it was kind of funny how the size looks so much different. It just depends on the scale or what's around it. But anyway, so that's kind of another glimpse into one of my other hobbies, and why I like bonsai trees. So I guess why I like bonsai trees is because I also like miniatures, and it all just ties together with the gardening and everything. But so I think I'll close this video out by just showing you maybe a pan around. I'll set some of these trees back up here, and I'll show you a pan around this room. And then also, before I do that, let me show you the checkerboard. And I'll have some different camera angles of this too. But here's the checkerboard that was published in a magazine, and it's got a little chair that goes with it. Get it down here a little closer, and then this drawer opens up, if I can get a hold of it, and it's actually got felt, or simulated felt, in the bottom of it. So and all of these checkers are actually loose. They're, if I can pick one up without destroying everything, but you can see these little checkers are movable. So if you have the patience, you can actually play a small, play a game of checkers, but you usually destroy the table by trying to pick these up. So you usually have to use tweezers and stuff like that. But anyway, there's the checkerboard that was published in the magazine. And like I said, I'll show you a little clip of that. But so I'll go ahead and leave this here, and then I will give you kind of a pan around the room, so to speak, and that will end the video. So I appreciate you watching, and stay tuned for the slow pan around the room.